Most people imagine nuclear reactors as massive concrete domes, buried behind layers of security, far away from cities, hidden in deserts or coastlines. They picture something gigantic, expensive, and dangerous. But in 2025, that mental image is quietly becoming outdated. Because while the world debates climate change, energy shortages, and AI-driven power demand, a small company most people have never heard of is attempting something radical. Aalo Atomics is not trying to build the biggest nuclear reactor on Earth. They're doing the opposite. They're building something small enough to sit in a backyard-sized facility, something modular, repeatable, and designed to be manufactured like a product rather than constructed like a cathedral. And that single idea could completely change how nuclear energy is deployed in the modern world. Here on Innovation Corner with Dan, we don't just talk about innovation in theory. We go inside the systems, the companies, and the decisions that could reshape the future. Today, we're stepping inside Aalo Atomics' backyard reactor concept and breaking down what's actually happening in 2025, why it matters, and why this small reactor could have a very big impact. To understand Aalo Atomics, you first have to understand what's broken about traditional nuclear power. Conventional nuclear plants are marvels of engineering, but they are also slow, expensive, and politically fragile. They take over a decade to build. They require billions of dollars upfront. They are custom designed every single time. And because of that, delays are almost guaranteed. Costs spiral, public trust erodes, governments hesitate, utilities back out. And even though nuclear energy is one of the cleanest and most reliable power sources on Earth, it becomes nearly impossible to deploy at the speed the modern world demands. Aalo Atomics looked at that problem and asked a very uncomfortable question. What if nuclear power shouldn't be treated like infrastructure at all? What if it should be treated like hardware? Instead of designing a one-off mega project, Aalo Atomics is building a standardized microreactor, something small, factory-built, transportable, and scalable, something you don't customize endlessly, something you replicate. Their reactor is designed to produce a relatively modest amount of electricity compared to a traditional plant, but that's the point. It's not meant to power an entire city. It's meant to power campuses, industrial sites, military bases, data centers, remote communities, and future facilities that need reliable energy without relying on fragile grids. The phrase backyard reactor doesn't mean unsafe or casual. It means compact. It means local. It means energy that lives close to where it's used. And that shift alone changes everything. One of the most revolutionary aspects of Aalo Atomics' approach is how they think about deployment. Traditional nuclear plants are site-specific. The land, the cooling system, the layout, the local regulations, everything changes. Aalo is trying to flip that model by designing a reactor that is largely the same wherever it goes. By standardizing the reactor design, they reduce engineering risk. By manufacturing most components in factories, they reduce construction delays. And by keeping the reactor small, they reduce both financial and political risk. If a project costs hundreds of millions instead of tens of billions, the conversation changes. This is especially important in 2025 because the energy world is under pressure like never before. AI data centers are consuming enormous amounts of electricity. Electrification of transportation is accelerating. Grid stability is becoming more fragile. Renewable energy is expanding, but intermittency remains a problem. Batteries help, but they are not a complete solution. What the grid increasingly needs is clean, constant, always-on power. That's where nuclear excels. And that's exactly the gap Aalo Atomics is targeting. Their reactor is designed to run continuously for long periods without refueling. It emphasizes passive safety features, meaning the system is designed to shut itself down safely without human intervention in abnormal situations. This is not the nuclear technology of the 1970s. It's built with decades of lessons baked in. In 2025, Aalo Atomics has moved beyond concept art and pitch deck. The company has been working through licensing pathways, refining reactor designs, and engaging with regulators early. That's a critical detail because nuclear innovation doesn't fail due to physics. It fails due to regulation and public trust. Instead of trying to rush past those barriers, Aalo is attempting to integrate regulatory reality into the design itself. Smaller reactors mean smaller exclusion zones. Lower thermal output means simpler cooling requirements. Modular designs mean easier inspection and verification. Another key factor is fuel efficiency. Microreactors like Aalo's are designed to extract more energy from nuclear fuel while minimizing waste. This doesn't eliminate the nuclear waste problem, but it significantly reduces its scale and complexity. And because the reactors are smaller, end-of-life handling becomes more manageable. One of the reasons large nuclear plants struggle politically is because decommissioning them feels overwhelming. A backyard-sized reactor is a different psychological and logistical equation entirely, but perhaps the most interesting part of Aalo Atomics' vision is not technical, it's cultural. They are treating nuclear energy like a startup problem. Fast iteration, small teams, focused goals, clear use cases. Instead of trying to convince the entire public that nuclear is good, they are targeting customers who already understand the value of reliable power, industries that cannot afford downtime, locations where diesel generators are currently the backup option, places where energy security is not abstract, it's mission critical. That includes remote infrastructure, research campuses, defense installations, and high-performance computing facilities. And once these reactors are deployed and quietly doing their job, perception begins to change. Nuclear stops being a theoretical debate and starts becoming a practical tool. That's how revolutions actually happen. In 2025, the nuclear energy conversation is shifting. It's no longer just about replacing coal plants. It's about supporting a digital world that never sleeps. Aalo Atomics is positioning itself right at that intersection. Of course, challenges remain. Licensing is still slow. Public skepticism still exists. Any nuclear incident anywhere in the world still affects everyone in the industry. And microreactors must prove, not promise, that they are as safe and reliable as advertised. There's also competition. Aalo is not alone. Other companies are building small reactors, portable reactors, and advanced designs. The race is not just about technology, it's about execution. Can Aalo move fast enough? Can they secure customers early? Can they navigate regulatory systems that were designed for an entirely different era of nuclear power? Those questions will define the next few years. But what makes Aalo Atomics particularly interesting is that they are not trying to win the entire energy market. They are carving out a specific, realistic niche, and that is often where the most successful innovations begin. We've seen this pattern before. The companies that change industries rarely start by replacing everything. They start by solving one problem extremely well, then they expand. If Aalo Atomics succeeds, the implications are massive. Energy could become more localized, grids could become more resilient, communities could rely less on long transmission lines, critical infrastructure could operate independently during emergencies, and nuclear energy could finally escape the trap of being powerful but impractical. The idea of a backyard reactor may sound strange today, but so did the idea of personal computers once, or cloud servers, or smartphones. Innovation often looks unrealistic until it becomes unavoidable. As we move deeper into 2025, Aalo Atomics represents a broader shift in how humanity thinks about energy. Smaller, smarter, closer to where it's used, designed for a world that demands reliability without carbon. Whether Aalo becomes a dominant player or a stepping stone, its approach is already influencing the direction of nuclear development. And that alone makes it worth watching, because the future of energy will not be decided by slogans or fear. It will be decided by systems that work. And somewhere, in a facility far smaller than a traditional power plant, a new chapter of nuclear energy is quietly being written, where we don't just watch the future arrive, we break it down, one innovation at a time.